It's the Pac-Man. How intimidating would it be to look up and see this man about to fight you? He is one of the absolute best in the history of boxing and has one of the greatest resumes, having defeated 22 world champions.
They have waited for this fight for so long, Todd. This is ridiculous.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, and now from Mexico City, here is the Hall of Fame 4-division champion of the world, Juan Manuel Dinamita Marquez. Fighting out of the blue corner, from General Santos City in the Philippines, truly one of the all-time greats, boxing's first and only 8-division champion of the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Lots of hype as they will fight into the night. We're outdoors for this big main event.
It's cooled down a little bit. The fighters will love that. We might see a high-tempo fight here.
So a capacity crowd here for this. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Just misses with that jab. That left uppercut doesn't score. You've heard of people dancing underneath the moonlight. Tonight, it's a fight underneath the moonlight, and what a fight it should be.
It's been a long, long day, Todd. They've been drinking, they've been out in the sun, they've been having a good time. But this is what they've been waiting for. This crowd can be very unpredictable. And by the sense of it, it's night time now. They're waiting for the big fight. There's a lot of pressure on these fighters' shoulders to get that job done and perform.
Defense is not an option for these two. That straight had to hurt. They exchange punches. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. This fighter has been described as a swarmer, that fighter who attempts to overwhelm their opponent by applying constant pressure.
Swarmer, a good swarmer, will get inside you like a bee. Like a bee just pickpocketing, stinging you wherever you leave yourself open. A swarmer is the worst kind of fight to fight.
How about that time counter shot? Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. That was almost a... And there's the bell to start round two. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
He misses with that jab. They both want the knockout. He just misses with that jab. Good counter punching. Left hook just missed. Well, you know with featherweights, the hands are going to be flying. A lot of punch output.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Misses with the straight left. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Both men step back for just a moment. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Nice counter shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win him. On to the third. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. These two featherweights are going to let their hands go, you know that.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Looking to land the hook. That counter punch caught him clean. Do you believe what we are seeing? When are we going to see a jab from these two? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom, and it's...
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. Marquez is hurt. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Tried to score with a jab. Nice counter shot. The courage on display here is incredible. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Don't get him angry, all right? Nice round, good round.
There's the bell to start round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Those counter punches have to hurt. The jab not finding its target. Pacquiao might be in some big trouble here. Is he going to go down? Better game plan here. Oh my goodness, Johnny! Marquez is rocked! They've avoided catastrophe there.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Catch and shoot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And that right jab just misses. They're both trying for a knockout. A swing and a miss with that jab. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Which fighter will say no mas? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage.
Don't make mistakes.
There's the bell to start round 5. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he scores with the counter. His stamina is off the charts. Insane action. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Good punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Well, sometimes it couldn't be the sweet.
Here we go in the 6th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Well done with that counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. The old adage is no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Punch, counter punch. Beautiful counter punch. They are giving us a high-tempo show. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Good defense to block the hook. Tried to score with the uppercut. Nice counter. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. That bell could not have... Round 7, here we go. After that last round, something has got to change.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
There's a scoring blow. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Both men step back for just a moment. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Missed him with that uppercut. Hey, it's the featherweight division. You're going to see a lot of speed in this fight.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now they're going to find out.
Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
And there's the bell for round 8. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
That counter shot lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. So close with that uppercut. The perfect counter lands. A perfect counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Beautiful counter shot. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. There's a counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
So you're getting in there.
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Marquez is dazed. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Being dazed now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
That hook doesn't score. Good defense there to stop that hook. The jab doesn't quite connect. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Great work.
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Stamina is off the charts. Nice counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than I do.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
This is when you talk about championship.
It's round 10. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Incredible work rate. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Beautiful counter punch. Both men step back for just a moment. That counter punch caught him clean. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. One punch could change everything in this battle. Punch, counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you have no excuse for gassing out.
Now don't want mine back on the job. There's a gun on.
Here's the 11th. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? A lot of effort being exerted here. Fighter sort of the death. Did you see that? An amazing knockout finish here. That was something special. And that body shot folded him like an old t-shirt.
A shot from the gods.
Listen to me. Are you okay?
It happened. You saw it here live. A